episode of Scotty's Backyard Barbecuing, where barbecuing is a way of life, folks. Today is Father's Day weekend. It is Saturday. We're going to trim up a brisket. And we're going to do a Father's Day brisket, folks. What do you think? Got just a regular old choice brisket that most of you are going to pick up at your local store. Nothing fancy. It's a choice. Weighs in at about 17 pounds or so. Got this from my local butcher shop. You know, if you patronize your local butcher shop or meat market continuously for years, they always give you deals. I happen to get a nice deal on this brisket. And if you buy maybe a pound of hot dogs, they might throw in an extra dog. So it always pays to patronize your local butcher shop or meat market, folks. Alright, this is the Rice Lake Butcher Shop. They hooked me up. They're great people, great service. So if you're ever in the northwest Wisconsin area on vacation or you got a cabin up here, always buy your meat from the Rice Lake Butcher Shop, folks. Or any local butcher shop close to your hood. Alright, always support the little guy. I always say, if you can. Alright, let's get down to trimming. We'll take this out of the wrapper. We're just going to do we want this to lay flat. We're going to take all this off. We're going to round the corners. Do a little fancy trim. Normally, I don't do much trimming on myself if I'm not filming. Been times where I get lazy. I just throw the whole darn thing on there like this. Like we did in the 70s. And then we cut the pieces off, and then we'd season the pieces after we cut it. That's how we did it in the 70s, folks. Alright, we'll be right back. I'll get this out of the wrapper. I'll have it all trimmed up. I won't film me trimming it. There's thousands of trimming videos out there. Alright, I'll see you back in a few minutes, folks. There you are, folks. Nice little simple backyard trim. Nothing fancy. Got all rounded corners, folks. Alright. We're going to cook this fat side up on the WSM, Weber Smoky Mountain today. All the heat comes down and hits on the top on the WSM. You can spend hours trimming a brisket, folks, but that's not bad for the backyard. It's looking pretty good. Alright, we're going to season this up with some Cosmo salt, pepper, garlic, and some cayenne pepper. And folks, I'll go get my spice. Alright, folks, I got some Cosmo SPG. A brand new bottle, just so you know. That's pretty good stuff. I don't know if Uncle Steve makes an SPG yet or not. I gotta check. What I'm gonna do, dump about half of this out. I will use about half of this. Okay, that's about half. Then we're going to take some of this pepper, cayenne hot pepper, dump that in there. Alright. We're going to stir this up. So we got salt, pepper, garlic, and cayenne pepper. That's the way I like it. This is Southwest Texas, I guess you call it. Or Southeast California, where I'm from. I got some. And we're going to funnel it right into this empty bottle. Best as we can. 30 minutes later. Let's get us much a binder man myself, but what the heck, we'll try us a little mustard, folks. This isn't going to be the presentation side. So We'll put this side down. We'll turn this around a little better this way. Alright, remember salt, pepper, garlic, and cayenne pepper is in here. Then we'll get a nice cover. Nice even coat, folks. You know the drill. Just backyard barbecue. Make it fun, folks. It doesn't have to be special. Just Father's Day. This is my brisket. Have fun with it, guys. It's backyard barbecue. We're not in competition here. You might have some bragging rights with your brother-in-law or something, or the neighbor next door. But other than that, it's just you and your family. And you all know, family only cares about when it will be done. They could give a rat's ass what it looks like. Is it done yet? They don't care about crunchy bark. They don't care what kind of seasoning you use. I think today we're going to pair this brisket up with some cheesy potatoes. I put no binder on this side, folks. I'm not much of a binder guy myself. There's plenty of moisture in this brisket. I put binder on one side, not the other side. I don't do binders. Hey, it's backyard barbecue. Let's have fun with it, folks. This is going to be the top fat side up today, folks, on the Webby Smoky Mountain. Make sure I get to the ends. Well, that looks beautiful, folks, don't it? There we go. Bring down a little more. Alright, we're going to go out and fire up the Webby Smoky Mountain. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this in the daytime for you folks. Normally I put it on at night. Alright, be right back, folks. Oh, that's beautiful. It smells good. Gotta try that. Salt, pepper, garlic, and cayenne pepper. I like my brisket a little spicy, folks. Looking good, folks. Alright, be right back. Alright, folks. We're up to 250 degrees. We got the beautiful brisket we are going to put on. We rub down with some Cosmo, salt, pepper, garlic. Now, I might get a little puddling right there. Not really too concerned, but I'm going to stick a piece of wood under there. Now, you want to get as much smoke as you can on these things in the first couple hours. That's the most critical part, folks. Now we're going to probe these. Yeah, I'm going to use a probe for you guys. Normally I don't use probes. I like to probe mine right in the center. Right where the flat hits the point. About halfway in. Now I couldn't find my stand. Man, the sensor's right in the tip, so I don't think this metal foil is going to hurt anything. So you want, move this over a little bit. You want the sensor as close as you can get to that brisket without touching. Want to keep it away from the edge. That's where it's going to be the hottest. All right. But no peeky for 3 hours. It's critical. You get first couple hours of smoke is the critical part. Now we're going to turn these on. We're going to sync them. Hold the button. There we go. Alright. Smoker's at 200 because we had the lid off. The meat is at 42. Now if you're new at barbecuing briskets, now that meat temperature is going to climb fast. You're going to think, oh man, this thing's going to be done in 4 hours. And all of a sudden it's going to get to a place where it's just going to stop. We like to call that around the stall area. And it's going to hang out there for a long time, folks. So don't get alarmed when you see your temperature of your meat climbing up super fast. That's normal. Alright. Okay, we'll be back in 3 hours, folks. Alright guys, it's almost been 3 hours. I put it in at 6 a.m. There it happens. It is now 8:50. We'll check it and see if it needs to be spritzed. Okay, internal temperature 147. Holding steady around 250 to 285 the whole time. Want to recap what we did. Got us a nice choice brisket from the Rice Lake Butcher Shop, of course. Trimmed her up nice and neat. No rounded all the edges and stuff. We did it a mustard bind on one side. Salt, pepper, garlic from Cosmo. We mixed it in with a little cayenne pepper. Rubbed it down. Let it rested while the thing come up temperature. And now here's where we're at, 3 hours in. Let's see if it needs spritzing. Let's see what it looks like. Alright. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, I got a little puddle there, folks. I was afraid of that, but hey, it's backyard barbecue. Got a nice little bark setting up. That's why it's kind of important to get all the sharp edges. They kind of crisp up and burn. But hey, it's backyard barbecue. Have fun with it. No big deal. We're just gonna let it roll. We'll probably take that wood out of there. Maybe place it on the bag. Get that to run off. There we go. Just backyard barbecue, folks. Starting to look good. Alright, we'll let it roll. Let's let it roll another 3 hours and come out and check it again. Then we'll probably wrap it by then. Should be in the stall. Alright, folks, be right back. Alright, folks, that sun blinding you. I got you in the wrong angle here. Alright, and we enter the stall. Let's take her off and wrap her. I just use foil, folks. It's backyard barbecuing. We're not trying to impress our neighbors. Foil works just fine. I got 5 rolls of butcher paper in the house, but everybody has foil. Little puddle in there, not too bad. Beautiful backyard barbecue brisket, folks. Let's wrap her up. Let me bring you on over here, folks. There we go. We're gonna add a little beef broth, just a touch. Just soaking that nice crunchy bark on there, folks. Soaking that right up. Alrighty. Nice and tight, one single layer. Heavy duty. I have to go 2 layers here, folks. Heavy duty aluminum foil. Let's do one more for good measure, folks. Nice and tight. Got that braising process, folks. We'll put it back on the pit. Let's get it back on the pit, folks. We'll get rid of this wood. Now try to always probe it in the same spot if you can, right in the middle where we had it. We're going to let this roll. Put the lid back on. We're going to let it roll now, folks. Till we get about internal temperature about 198. And then we'll come out and check it for probe tenderness. Might run it up to 203. We'll see how it goes. Man, it's just backyard barbecue fun. Have fun with it, folks. And we don't care what it looks like. All of it tastes good and it's tender. This is my brisket. Doing it my way. Alright, happy Father's Day, everyone. See you when it's time to check. Okay, folks. We've hit 199 internal temperature on this bad boy. Let's open her up. See what she's probing like. I like poking holes in my foil, folks, so I made it where I can get to it. That's 205. Down here in the flat, it is 209. Probing pretty good. Yeah, 204 some spots. I'm gonna call that done. Probing pretty tender. Alright, we're gonna take this in the house and we're gonna let this rest for a couple hours and let's slice her up. See how we did on our Father's Day brisket. We rubbed our way. Alright, be right back, folks. See you at the house. Alright, there it is, guys. The whole backyard barbecue brisket. Nice and firm. Got a little jiggle. Look at that jiggle, folks. Let's cut her right in half. See what it looks like. Oh yeah. Cutting pretty tender. Pull that apart, folks. Ooh, yeah. Now, I'm not the one that likes to squeeze the meat, but for the camera, we'll take one for the team. Oh yeah. She's juicy. She's juicy, folks. Just, ow, still a little warm. Nice, beautiful brisket. Nice and tender, folks. Wow. Still a little hot. About 160 degrees right now. Not much of a smoke ring, but Weber Smoky Mountain really ain't known for smoke rings unless you doctor them up a little bit. Other than that, let's try it out. We got a little bit of the point in the flat on here. Alright, guys. Bring you up here. Alright, technical error, folks. I had to go get my hat. Alright. We got a little bit of the flat, a little bit of the point. Pull it apart just fine. Wow. Bend test just fine. Beautiful flavor. Let's cut some off of the flat here. Check that out. I don't want to cut it all up. We're going to take it outside and serve it on this picnic table. Nice little bend test. I don't know why people do bend tests, so stupid. Pull apart tender, no problem. You just follow this easy recipe. If you're a beginner, stop focusing on bark and all that stuff, and just worry about getting your brisket tender without overcooking it. And once you get that down, then you go crazy with the bark and the rubs and stuff. Oh. Well, there it is, folks. Nice and drippy. You know, just dripping right on down. Beautiful. Alright, folks. Beautiful backyard barbecue brisket. It ain't rocket science. Anybody can do it. I think in today's younger generation, they're too focusing on the bark and stuff because of these barbecue shows they have on TV now. You know, back in the 70s and 80s, there was no bark. You just threw the piece of meat on there and made it tender. Like this. Nice little heat from that cayenne. Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue. We're barbecuing a way of life, folks. You too can make this amazing, beautiful brisket if you just follow these simple ingredients. One more thing, folks. Instead, y'all, you can't forget that. Always save the juice in the foil. When you're ready to serve, you have this cut up, put it in a pan, pour that right onto your things right before serving. Alright, remember, pull apart brisket. You can do it. Thanks for watching.